At 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We begin tonight in New Haven, where dozens of people who live and work in the Fairhaven neighborhood are speaking out against a rise in crime that they say is going unaddressed. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. They held a rally tonight to tell Elm City leaders that crime and drugs have gotten so bad they're considering moving because they don't feel safe. Fox
61's Jake Garcia is live in New Haven tonight with their message and how leaders are responding. Jake?
Well, Brent and Sarah, business owners say they are fed up because of the crime rate and drug use in the neighborhood is costing them money because potential customers don't feel safe. And that has them calling on city leaders and police to do more. Dozens of residents and business owners took to the streets of New Haven to voice their frustrations, saying they don't feel safe.
The city forgot us. Okay, because we don't have protection.
John Lugo works on Grand Street and says he's seen it all in the city, from drug use to assaults to even robberies.
The people, they keep shooting drugs in front of my place. This guy came inside of the building with a gun, and he was like waving the gun, and he was taking products and putting it in his pocket.
Residents say when they call the police, it could take up to half an hour for officers to respond, and that's why they feel forgotten.
So I called the police. The police showed up like half hour later. If that situation happens and Windsor Square, or that happened on East Rock, that the police will act immediately.
Lugo says the crime and drug use is costing their businesses in several ways.
Our business people, they are losing customers all the time. Some of our members, they are moving away from Fairhaven. And I think that's enough for the city to start paying attention.
Local business owners say they brought their concerns to their aldermen, but were told if they wanted more police protection, it would cost them.
We tried to go to different places, to the city and to aldermen on this area, and he suggests to us to pay the police to come here.
New Haven Mayor Justin Elliker says that's not the city's position and says while they've done a lot to combat crime in the city, this is also an issue that hits close to home for him and others.
We really care. My two daughters go to school in Fairhaven on Grand Avenue. And so this is personally important to me, in addition to it being important to me as mayor to ensure that everyone feels safe in the city.
And Mayor Elliker says that violent crime in the city is actually down compared to this time last year, but ensuring a sense of security in the city of New Haven is a top priority for him. He also says that he's open to meeting with business owners in the area in the coming weeks. Reporting live in New Haven, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. We are following breaking news right now out of Hartford. A section of I91 southbound is closed as police investigate a crash involving a car and a pedestrian. That closure runs between exits 32 and 33. The Department of Transportation says the crash was reported just after 8:30 this evening. State police are reporting serious injuries as a result of this crash, and we'll update you as we learn more.
State regulators pulled the liquor license for an East Hartford restaurant, the site of a recent deadly shooting. Police say they've been called to Umacao restaurant 11 times so far this year. They say those calls increased after they were approved for a liquor permit. Saturday night, a Hartford man was shot and killed there, and police say the large and unruly crowd at the restaurant made the scene difficult to respond to. The liquor license is suspended indefinitely.
Waterford police are looking for a driver who hit a child with their car and then drove off. It happened around 7:30 this morning in front of Sam's Mart at the corner of Boston Post Road and Clark Lane. Police say the person driving a light-colored 90s era Honda Accord hit a child on a bicycle and then drove away. Police also shared a photo of a possible suspect. If you recognize the car or the person, give Waterford police a call. All right, turning to the weather now. Chilly out there right now as we count down the last few minutes of winter.
Oh, I'm counting them down. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. Rachel, it's looking like a chilly start to spring, though.
It kind of feels like winter doesn't want to go down without a fight. We've got this gusty breeze that's still out there, up to 15, 25 miles per hour. Temperatures are in the 30s and 40s, which is pretty classic for this time of year. And even a few flurries that are making their way through the state. Let's get a closer look in Litchfield County, where you're seeing a few flakes flying through the air from Canaan down through Goshen. We also have another few flakes here in Warren and New Milford. But but most of this is going to break apart as it pushes through the state. So a sprinkle or flurry in spots as we head through the next several hours. Overall, though, temperatures staying in the 30s as we head towards daybreak. Tomorrow, we'll start the day off with some sunshine. There's a slight bump in the numbers as we head through tomorrow afternoon. We're up around 50 degrees. We'll see increasing clouds, and as we head through the afternoon, a rising chance for showers, especially as we head through the latter part of the day and into the evening. There could be a briefly heavier downpour and even the chance for a few snowflakes mixing in the hills. Following that, it turns even windier and colder heading into Thursday. We'll talk more about these spring showers and some rain for the weekend. Your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. We have new details out of Coventry tonight where a $10,000 reward is being offered to anyone who has information about a dog left dead on the side of the road. 2 weeks ago, a gray female pit bull was found dead on the side of South Street. Police originally said the dog had been shot, but now we're learning that is not the case, though the dog did suffer other traumatic injuries. Now an animal advocate group, Desmond's Army, wants the person who did this to be punished. In Connecticut, killing a dog is considered a felony. If you know anything that could help lead to an arrest, call the Coventry Police Department.
A Waterbury man sentenced to 29 years in prison for his involvement in the murder of a Massachusetts man in 2020. Calvin Robertson was sentenced today. The body of Francisco Roman of Chicopee was found in a burning car on December 26, 2020 in Hartford. Officials say Roman's body had multiple gunshot wounds. Brandon Baptiste has already been sentenced to 42 years behind bars for his involvement.
An update now, South Windsor police releasing new photos from surveillance video taken during an armed robbery at a 7-Eleven. Take a look here. Police are looking for these three individuals. They say the trio arrived at the gas station in a stolen vehicle yesterday. One suspect pointed a pistol at an employee while another jumped over the counter and stole the cash register, and they all drove off. The vehicle they were driving has since been found. Anyone with any information should call South Windsor Police.
As communities work to find new ways to shelter the growing number of homeless people in Connecticut, Waterbury has announced a plan to help them out. The Brass City wants to buy former church properties that have been left abandoned from the Hartford Archdiocese and convert them into housing. Fox 61's Matt Caron has more.
Over the last several years, Waterbury has seen several church closures, and this is a plan that's going to take both time and money. But the city is hoping that by next winter, the now defunct Sacred Heart Church will be a shelter for the homeless.
So we're trying to reutilize some of these buildings in ways that are really enhancing the community.
$950,000, but the city of Waterbury says you can't put a price tag on helping the community.
Crime, homelessness, poverty, educational problems are all interrelated, and we can't solve one of them without solving all the rest.
Waterbury Mayor Paul Pernaruski says most societal ills come back to a lack of housing. And here in Waterbury, nearly 50 people are sleeping in tents or cars.
Homelessness is on the rise in Waterbury and everywhere.
It's why the city is purchasing the former Sacred Heart Church.
To create a homeless facility.
And not just the church, but the surrounding rectory would become a halfway house. And the school would be a reintegration center for formerly incarcerated individuals.
Train them so they could be productive members of our society, which, again, it prevents them from becoming homeless.
The ultimate goal, to create an ecosystem of transition and rehabilitation,
where they can come and get some real-life job training for skilled jobs that are going to pay far more than minimum wage.
Until now, when the city shelters inevitably reach capacity in the winter, the homeless are put up in a downtown hotel at a cost of about $250,000 for just a few months.
That's probably like 1/3 of what we would of the expense that we utilize for just a few months. So I think economically it's beneficial to the city.
The buildings, which sit on a 2.5-acre parcel, are falling into disrepair, but can quickly be renovated, perhaps utilizing the labor of those they seek to serve.
It's 2 for 1. We're there. They'll get the training, and we'll get some benefit to the building as well.
The city is making this purchase with leftover COVID recovery funds, and they're going to be exploring other funding options for the renovation of these buildings through state grant money and other community partners like the Salvation Army. The city hopes to close on this purchase within the next 2 months. Reporting outside City Hall in Waterbury, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, new at 10 tonight, demolition is underway at the Lane Plaza in East Hartford ahead of planned development for the land. Town officials sharing these photos on their Facebook of crews starting to tear down main storefronts. The town started evicting businesses last summer after acquiring the property under eminent domain laws. Demolition is expected to finish sometime in May. Construction will then begin on a new mixed-use property.
Also new tonight, several animals almost perished in a fire in Ellington. Quick response from emergency crews saved their lives. The fire happened this afternoon at a home on Orchard Street. Crews from Ellington and Vernon both responded. The fire was put out quickly, but multiple animals living inside the home had to be saved. Take a look at these pictures of crews treating the pets once they were pulled from the home. State police, firefighters, and paramedics all helped to get them oxygen and water. Thankfully, all animals are expected to be okay, and no people were hurt.